Father, I confess, 'cause I've been living.
What's going on, carnalitos? So yeah, as you can see, I'm back into my old setup. The podcast room right in front of me here. We're in hiatus right now. We're taking a small, I guess, coronavirus break, brother. So what's been happening lately is I keep getting phone calls, messages from people I know, and asking me, "Hey, what's going on, Gil? Did they spook you? What's happening? You know what's going on?" They're trying to figure out. And it's not a matter of being spooked. It's a matter of being cautious, man. Yeah, I think a few weeks ago, I myself was like a lot of people. I sat there and looked at the news, and I thought, here we go again. Here's a news cycle, just trying to sell papers, trying to sell stories, trying to get the views. And I still kind of believe that's what it was at the beginning, because back then it was more of a partisan bickering still about, oh, we should have done something sooner. Oh, we should have this. Oh, we should have that. Now that tone has changed, man. And what's really changed it for me is the fact that the mayor came in, when was it, on Thursday night, and pretty much said that they're going to close this bitch down. You know, they're going to close LA down as far as non-essential work, which is barbershops, nail salons, anything that doesn't have to do with something that we need day in and day out. So like the grocery store, the truck, and all those guys obviously got to keep on working. And then right after that, you had the Governor Newsom, came out and pretty much the same thing about California. And I think just yesterday, today's Monday, yesterday, Sunday, the mayor came out again, because you had all these people, you know, not really taking this thing serious, going to the beach, walking around, you know, just pretty much acting like it's not that big a deal. And I kind of thought the same thing, but I still would keep my distance from people. I still would kind of follow the guidelines. But once they implemented these other guidelines, yeah, I'm definitely taking it serious. And more than not, why I'm taking it serious, and I'll share something that's news. I mean, major news, I would say. I've got a family friend, let's put it that way, that's a doctor. I fucking completely forgot about this guy. A lot of stuff was going on. I'm like, you know, I should have called him sooner. Well, lo and behold, he gives me a phone call yesterday. He calls me yesterday morning, which was Sunday. I think it was like around 8:39 in the morning. And what I did, I got my booklet out right away as soon as I saw the name on the phone call. I said, oh, shit. This gentleman, just to give you a little background, not too much, so I don't want to disclose who he is, has been practicing medicine since the early 1980s. Let's put it that way. He was there during the AIDS virus, and has been a doctor now for all those years, and now I think he's an administrator at a big hospital, put it that way. He calls me yesterday, and he pretty much said, like, you know, what's up, yo? How's it going? I said, good, brother. I said, I've been wanting to ask you some questions, if you don't mind. He's like, no, absolutely. Go ahead and shoot. So I started asking him, you know, what's the deal with this virus, man? You know, was the media blowing this thing out of proportion? Is it real? He's like, no, you know what? At first, it did seem like these guys were blowing it completely out of proportion, and they didn't really know what was going on, because we didn't know what's going on. They were just making it up as they go. So let me try to go in here and try to see some of the stuff that I asked him. I asked him, first of all, like from a scale of 1 to 10, you know, how bad is this thing? He told me, well, this is the thing. I can't tell you from a scale of 1 to 10 how bad this is, because we really don't know. We don't really want to spook the public. And he said there's two things that are going to be the game changer on what's going to happen. One of them is, what's it called here? Hydroxychloroquine. Hydroxychloroquine was a vaccine they used to treat malaria back in 1934. That's been showing some good progress in people they're injecting it to. And the other one is remdesivir or something like that. I'm sorry if I'm misspelling. I'll put it up there. Well, these two vaccines, that one was actually from remdesivir was a vaccine that was used during the Ebola virus, I think in 2015. He said these are the two vaccines right now that will be the game changers if they work. There won't be actual vaccines where it's going to cure it, but it treats the illness, and it seems to be working, you know, quite well in the times that they've used it. But they haven't used it in big numbers, so they can't really rely on those small numbers. He himself, he told me he's in quarantine right now, that he's trying to stay as far away from people as possible, that they don't know enough about the virus. And that's another thing I asked him. Coronavirus. People are always saying, oh man, coronavirus has been out for forever. Don't be spooked. It's just another coronavirus. They say it on the Lysol bottle. So I asked him, I said, so what is the difference between this coronavirus and any other one? He said, well, coronavirus is a class of virus. And yes, they've been around for a long, long time. But COVID-19 is let's say, like a mutation of that virus. And COVID-19, they just don't know enough to let people just run amok and think they're gonna cure it. They're saying that also that COVID-19 people may have it and they don't even know it. And I asked him, well, why is that? And again, we don't know. That's the scary thing about it. He says they don't know enough to really give the public the information they may want. The only thing he could say is that you need to stay away from people. You need to keep your distance. If you don't have to go to work, don't go to work. That even if you don't if you don't think you're in danger, like he told me, he said, look, Gil, you're relatively young. You're in good shape. If you were to get it, chances are you'll be fine. He's an older guy. He's a doctor, and he said he's in good shape himself. But he's an older guy now. He told me if he gets it, there's a good chance he's gonna die, and that's the scary part about this thing. When I sit here and pull myself off of work and not go out and not want to do the podcast and all that, it's not for my health. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I think I'll be okay. I don't see myself fucking dying over that. But I don't know if I can say the same thing about my wife. I don't know if I can say the same thing about my in-laws. The last thing I want to do is be this fucking guy who has his ego and try to say, fuck it, I don't give a fuck, this and that, fuck coronavirus. But then I bring it home and it kills one of my fucking in-laws, or kills my wife, or kills my mom, kills one of my family members, man. That's the scary part about this thing. We really don't know where it's taking us to, but he actually told me, the curve hopefully will get better if we stay away from each other. If we don't, and we don't get a hold of this thing, he said, you can really have millions of people dying, and this is coming from a guy who's been practicing medicine for 37 years or something like that. And when somebody like that tells me how serious this is, I'm gonna take that warning. So he couldn't give me a 1 to 10 scale. So then I said, all right, brother, how about this, man? Is this real? Yes or no? And his response to me with no hesitation was, yes, this is real. So after I heard that, that's when I said, you know what, man, I'm going to have to pull the plug on this podcast thing right now. I'm going to have to pull the plug on work right now. I'm going to have to pull the plug on a lot of things right now, just because that's the only way we can really combat this, man. We can't combat it with medicine. We can't combat it with the gun. We can't combat it with the vaccine yet, because it doesn't exist. The only way we can combat this, and this is a type of war, believe it or not. This is a bacterial war. The only way we combat this is to listen to what people are saying, as far as the medical field, as far as the politicians telling you, stay away. Don't go to the park. Don't go to the beach. Don't go to the parties. Don't sit here and take this thing for granted, because what's going to happen is we're going to take this thing for granted, and we're going to have more people sick that there is medical beds in the United States. And that's what they're afraid of as well. I think New York right now is having a pretty bad run right now with this, because so many people got sick, because when this thing started taking off, people in New York weren't really taking it serious. They're the same thing as a lot of people, as myself, I would say. Like, this is fake. This is not going to affect us. We'll be all right. Well, now their hospitals are being overrun by people getting sick, man. I want to say there's a count of how many beds countries have per 1,000 capita. And where you don't have that many beds, I want to say medical beds, we might have, I think it's like 2.8 or maybe a little bit less. So that's that. Let's say for every 1,000 people, we have 2.5 beds. All right. So 2.5 beds. What they're afraid of is that if we stay out there and keep mingling with each other, you're going to get a shitload of people sick at one time. And when you get that many people sick with this type of virus that's so fucking aggressive with the lungs and the breathing, there's not going to be enough beds to be able to take care of the people that are sick. And this way, if we have people staying away from each other, so not as many people are getting sick at one time, then hopefully they could sit there, treat the ones that are sick, get them in those beds, cure these people, because it looks like the people who are being cured, the numbers seem pretty good right now. I think. I mean, at least China's getting a hold of it. I think South Korea is getting a hold of it. Germany's getting a hold of it. But also, that's another thing. like with China, the reason those guys were so effective and are so effective at killing this virus, or let's say not spreading so much, is because they're a police state. And them being a police state, they look like a regular country when you see it on TV and everything else. But when it comes down to it, China's a communist country. China could sit there and tell their whole fucking country, you guys are staying indoors for 2 years. And guess what? You're going to stay indoors for 2 years. If not, they're going to arrest you. It's not like the United States. It may seem sometimes because they're big time into business and corporate. Yeah, but bottom line, they're a police state. So when they say you stay indoors, you stay indoors. On the other side of that token, America, with all our freedoms, with all our rights, the first thing we say when somebody says, stay inside and this, like, fuck no, man. This is America, man. We don't stay inside. We don't do this. But we're not doing it because we're being policed. We're doing it because we're trying to survive, man. And if we don't sit here and check ourselves and not go out, not go to work, things that we can really stay off the streets for a week or two, I think it'll make a huge difference. It's already starting to make a huge difference. But if we take this thing lightly and just say, I don't give a fuck, I'm gonna keep doing this, well, you're gonna see the numbers going higher and higher. I think I had a phone call with one of my boys in the joint yesterday, and he said they had not had a case yet. Well, today, lo and behold, Lancaster had their first case of coronavirus. I think there's some other CDC officers got the case of coronavirus. We had a guy here at the airport in Burbank got the case of coronavirus. So little by little, you start seeing these numbers ramp up. And if you want to see a real life count of this thing, go to John Hopkins coronavirus stats. There's a world map there, and it's showing you lifetime where this thing's popping up, how many cases they are, how many being cured, how many are not being cured, and they're giving you the graph. What they want with this graph, they're looking for this. They're looking for this and plateau. That's what China's got right now. They're plateauing, and then hopefully they hope to go down. Well, right now the U.S. is going up, and it's just steady going up, and that's what they're really afraid of. Like I said, there is not enough beds to handle that many people getting sick in one time. So what the best thing to do, people, is follow these rules, stay away from each other, don't fucking take it lightly. But another thing, don't get spooked, man. It's not one of those things that is gonna be all kind of fucking, just people dying on the streets, this and that. Don't get spooked like that. People are gonna be croaking. They're gonna be croaking at home, man, because they're gonna be too sick to be out. But what we have to do, keep calm. I went to the store yesterday or the day before. It was normal, dude. It wasn't. I mean, it wasn't normal per se, like a regular Saturday or whatnot. You got people with masks on. You got people with gloves on, which I'm wearing the gloves. You got people, just it's a different world. Put it that way. It's a different world. Who knows how long it's gonna take to get back to normal? But in the meanwhile, when you go to the stores, keep your distance. Buy enough for what you need at the time. Right now, the trucking companies are bringing in the stuff, man. I saw MC Pancho's post on Instagram. MC Pancho is the plug there where you can see how much stuff is coming out the port. When you see a video of MC Pancho and he's saying the port shut down, then get scared, man. Then it's time to start panicking. But for the meantime, the ports are all open. The truck drivers are fucking doing their thing. The grocery fucking people are doing their thing. The cops are doing their thing. All the first responders, the nurses, the doctors. I mean, it just goes on and on. All those guys are out there putting their lives on the line so we can stay alive, man. And the best thing we can do to help pay them for what they're doing is stay home. Stay home. Right now, I get it. We all got bills to pay, all right? We all got bills to pay. But either you're going to lose a week, 2, 3 weeks of work, or you're going to have somebody dead in your family, man. Is that 3 weeks worth of work really going to be worth not just the financial fucking burden that comes with having to bury somebody, but actually losing somebody, man? The emotional damage because you went out there because you just didn't care or didn't take it serious. Most likely this thing will just blow over, and hopefully we'll be back to normal within a year, because we're not going to be back to normal in the next 2, 3, 4 months. It's just not going to happen. There's too much financial stuff that's been going down. There's too many people that are out of work. There's too many companies that are going to go belly up. It's a lot of this is a new era in America. This is a new era in the world, period, brother. So we're going to have to, see what happens, but be calm, Take your time and don't be too quick to think it's gonna be the end of the world like this. It's not gonna be the end of the world. We're just going through a rough patch in the world history, man. This is something new, at least to us. What the doctor told me is the best way he can relate to what's going on right now. He said the Spanish flu. The Spanish flu killed millions of people and just kept going to host, kept going to host, kept going to host. But again, what we can do to eradicate this fucking COVID-19 is stay away, stay clean, wash your hands, and listen to the instructions. Because if not, if we don't listen to the instructions, what's going to happen? You are going to have Humvees going down your fucking block. You are going to have the army going down your block. And you will have some type of martial law. But again, it's all up to us. I mean, we're the ones that are either going to make this shit or break it. Me personally, I say fuck COVID-19. The way we're going to beat it is staying home. Other than that, raza, you guys stay up, and I'll catch you guys later, man. Bye.
Yeah, I confess, Father, I confess, 'cause I've been living wrong.